Hello everybody, Ken here, welcome back to Magic Duels Origins. We're gonna crack straight back into Chandra and Alar's campaign, and we've got to take on the wild creatures of the countryside. We're off hiding from Baral with our family, and we've been a bit scared by the wild creatures, but we realised that these beasts are just another chance for us to practice our newfound pyromancy powers. Okay, so let's dive in, fighting the Kaladesh wildlife. Okay, how's this hand? It's got enough land, and it's got some creatures. It's not super great. We've got some removal. We've got the creature we can play fairly early, and we've got a big creature to kind of do a lot of beef at the end. Okay, well, we'll keep it. It's not a great hand, but hopefully it'll do the job. Okay, let's see what wild creatures come up with. Definitely feels like there is still quite a lot of RNG. Once you get out the first campaign, kind of either you or the AI can seemingly run into just completely terrible hands, which is true to Magic, I guess. So let's hope the opponent's completely land flooded and doesn't have too many creatures in their deck. Oh no, here we go, the Scavenging Ooze. Thing's pretty terrifying. We might want to deal with this, and we could deal with it now, and I think we will. So this thing here is an instant, right? So we can use it in the opponent's turn. We'll have to wait until it played, and then wait for the end phase. There we go, and we stop this. And the benefit of doing this now, firstly, no mana for the opponent to respond, and also we get our mana back for this turn so that we can bash out Chandra's Phoenix, which has haste and flying, and we can bop in for 2 damage here. Great stuff. This Pyre Charge is good, but we might save it for a little bit later. Well, who knows, we might need to play it next turn anyway. See what the opponent's got. Ooh, a foil Scavenging Ooze, very pretty. In nature, not a single scrap goes to waste. Oh, not a single bone or scrap of flesh goes to waste, sorry. Okay, Chandra's Fury, 4 damage to target player and 1 to each thing they control. Right, now this thing can't block us, but it can pump itself up. And it costs 1 mana to do so, correct? So we could attack with the Pyre Charger, and if it blocks and pumps itself, we can trade into it, which might be a good thing to do. Okay, so we'll attack with both. I wonder why it's giving us... oh, because we could theoretically pump up our Pyre Charger now. We don't want to do it yet. We'll attack with all. And I think these wild beasts will probably block with their Scavenging Ooze. Okay, right. So let's pump up this. Now we only need to pump it up 1 to kill this, but we're actually going to pump it up 2. Because this creature might use its ability to go up to a 3/3. So there we go. Now we could have pumped it up again in response, but might as well get it done straight out of the way. In fact, the opponent's best move there was probably not to have wasted the discard. You see, they've exiled this from the game. I think that's why it's gone grey. Okay, whenever you cast a green spell or a forest enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Ooh, that's dangerous. We've got 5 mana this turn though, so we can play our big creature. Oh, there's the Scoop Mob. 5 or more lands to get 4+1/+1 counters. So we're okay this turn. But we will have to deal with that thing. So this turn we can play the Embermore Hellion, and then next turn we can kill the Scoop Mob with Chandra's Fury, and I think we will do that if it's still around, because otherwise this thing's going to become a 5/5 and then a 9/9. So there's only 4 lands here, so... This is just green permanents or green spell or a forest enters. Okay, so no more forest. That's real good for us. The opponent's actually land starved. Got 3 cards that presumably they can't play right now. Okay, so we don't actually need to play the Chandra's Fury. So what we could do is we could just wait and attack with our 2 creatures, and so there goes. The only thing is that they could use the Scoop Mob to block. So perhaps we should get rid of the Chandra's Fury now. I mean, this thing's got trample anyway, so it will just go through. Let's not use the Chandra's Fury. No sense in wasting it unnecessarily. If we didn't have trample, I would have done it now to stop the block. But we'll still get 3 damage through, even if this thing blocks. Oh, hello. Oh, the flash. Okay. Gonna make that creature bigger. Oh, it's made a 5/5. Okay, now this will deal 4 damage to a target creature, but then this thing here, it's a red source. It will deal that much plus 1, so it will actually deal 5. So it should kill this damn wolf. There we go. Good stuff. And our creature survives. Great stuff. Now if the opponent doesn't do anything here, I think we should win. Fantastic. Guess the opponent just didn't have what it took. Actually, this is really interesting. So I think it's any red source, right? So I believe. Let's have a look at this. Any red source. So in fact, it includes the creatures. Okay, so Death Touch will destroy the creature. Well, maybe we should kill that thing anyway. We've already won, but hey, I don't want to lose our creature. Oh no. Oh, wait, are we using Chandra's Fury? Okay, well, that's fine. It will still kill this, and it will kill the Scoop Mob. Ha 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 ha. All will burn. Take that. Take that, wildlife. Just torching the landscape. Good job, Chandra. Dum 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 dum. Maybe it's not so bad being on the lam. You've been tangling with beasts. That is a big thing. Look at that. She doesn't give a damn. Good on you, Chandra, I guess. You've been tangling with beasts and honing your pyromancy, and your family has found a comfortable village to stay in. As long as Barol's forces don't catch your trail, maybe even a wanted pyromancer can enjoy a bit of freedom. Because, you know, when you're hiding as a wanted pyromancer, the first thing you should do is spend all your time burning stuff. And there you go, you see. She's not being subtle enough, and without warning, Kaladesh authorities storm the village. Before you know it, your father lies dead. The village burns. Oh no, he's dead. And his little steampunk goggles. The village burns, and Baral has framed you for the destruction. His lieutenant advances to take you prisoner. Well, we're going to take those goggles for ourselves. As a kind of a memory of our father. I don't think the law authorities are allowed to just kill your family like that, but maybe they are. Okay, this is not a great hand. Too many mountains. You know, we've got 2 creatures, but this is a 5-drop. I reckon we can do better. 3 is kind of the minimum lands I would take. This stuff's all super expensive. But I think we'll go with it for now. I don't want to risk drawing 6 cards and having nothing to do. Boosh. Okay, what's this here? Fire Fiend Elemental. Haste and Renown. So you see, once we deal damage to a player, this thing will become a 4/3. So ideally we want to use it when we know we can attack the opponent and it won't be blocked. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities. Okay, interesting. So that pretty much stops us from doing instants during the opponent's turn, which is pretty sneaky tech from this white mage. I guess they're kind of counter pyromancers, so that makes sense. We've got this ravaging blaze. We could do this, but sadly we'd have 0 to spend on the X cost, so it would do 0 damage. Okay. Well, this is a bit of a bad start, but we can recover. Although I say that, I feel like these really do swing kind of one way and the other. It's quite. Sometimes you will just come back because the opponent will run out of land or will run out of creatures. But oftentimes, I think in this, one person will just run away with it. Creature your opponent's got enter the battlefield tapped. Wow, it's pretty rough. I mean, they can't attack normally anyway because of summoning sickness, but now they can't block either. This Change's Ignition is going to be pretty good when we get a bit deeper in. Right, 3 mana. We could play the Phoenix. It won't be able to attack because it'll be tapped. We could Ravaging Blaze this thing. That feels okay. Seeing as the Chandra's Phoenix won't be able to do anything anyway. And it's got haste, so if we kill this thing, we'll be able to do stuff with it on the next turn. Boom. Let's hope he's not got anything special with that 1 mana. Doesn't seem like it. Take that, Barul's Lieutenant. I never know which one to say out of Lieutenant and Lieutenant. I feel like because I'm English I should say Lieutenant, but it's so contradictory with how it's actually spelt that it just still seems weird to me. Okay, well, we could play the Fire Fiend Elemental here, which might be a good shout because there's nothing to block it. There are 4 mana up, but we'll take the risk because it'd be nice to have a 4/3. Lots of haste in red, as you've noticed. Haste and burn, that's what it's all about. Oftentimes weaker creatures with not so much health, but they really can beef you up. There we go, look at that. There's our little +1/+1 counter down here. Little green thing. Oh, it's a good thing he didn't play that to block us, which probably would have been the good move to do. In fact, he could have just used both of these, blocked it and killed it if he'd wanted. I wonder if he's going to play some kind of soldier buffing card. Nope, just going to give us the source. Well, we could Chandra's Ignition this turn, which would... Oh no, they're going to banish a priest our thing. Oh, now we can't Chandra's Ignition. That is upsetting. Does it say when this leaves, it returns to the battlefield? I'm wondering, because it's been exiled, I suspect it will come back without the counter on, which will be a bit of a shame. How many? We need 2 or more sorceries for that for spell power to work. Well, the alternative is to play the Fire Elemental, which is a big creature, and we can always Ravaging Blaze later. Okay. Let's do it. And that's going to end our turn. Another Raise the Alarm. Crikey, this is a lot of soldier tokens. It's okay, because we've got this big AoE spell, which I think we'll use this turn, providing this thing's still around, although enchanted creature can't attack or block unless a controller pays 3. Okay, well that's fine, because we're going to use this to blow up the world, so presumably we can still do that. That's not an activate ability of this creature, it's our sorcery. We can't block because this thing costs this thing makes it cost 3 more to block. We don't have any mana, so we can't can't spend 3 to block. It's going to be a lot of damage. But the opponent's out of cards, which is good news for us. Because now, when we blow everything up, here we go. Kaboom! Nice, and we get our creature back. Sadly, this one still can't attack unless we pay 3. But our other chap can. And it gets the renown counter back. So you see, because it left the battlefield, it lost its 1+1/+1 counter. And it doesn't get it back when it returns. It's an important thing to note. Faith's Fetters. So this just stops people... Oh, is it also it can't attack or block? Wow, okay. Awfully hefty control. Sadly, we don't have a good way of dealing with enchantments here. But never mind. So we now have the two sorceries. So that means we can do the spell mastery. So there has to be a creature still to target because the text is target a creature. But once there's a creature, we'll be able to do 4 damage to this chap's face. Should be pretty nice. We'll keep this thing and hope there's an artifact to deal with. We'll play the Phoenix. And we could play the Young Pyromancer as well. We could hang on for the Ravaging Blaze. We can always do that on our turn. There we go, we got haste on here. I guess we could have alternately just kept the mana to attack with. But I think it's important to get creatures on board while the opponent's not got anything. So next turn, we're looking to attack with this thing. Bladed Sentinel. Well, this is an artifact. Great. Okay. So this thing can gain vigilance by paying a white mana. So that it can attack without tapping. That's pretty nifty. It's a 2/4, which is quite sturdy. But we can destroy target artifact. Alternately, we could deal the damage to target creature, but I think we'll destroy the artifact and keep this thing for something that might not be an artifact. That might be more useful later. Boom, there we go. Take that. Nice, love it. Right, okay, well now we'll continue. We'll attack with you, and we'll attack with you. Like, I guess theoretically we actually could probably have had lethal by doing that. But that's fine. We're BMing. It's all BM. Because we can Ravaging Blaze on our next turn if the opponent plays a creature. The opponent's not got anything. Fantastic. Sadly, can't Ravaging Blaze. We could Ravaging Blaze ourselves for 6 and die. But I think we'll pass on that. Personally. Okay, I want to pay that cost. Boom! Take that. We killed him. Baral's Lieutenant done. Getting that gold. Creature you control became renowned. Very nice. You fight bravely to avenge your father, but the soldiers overwhelm you. During the battle, it appears your mother is also slain. Wow, okay. That's a rough time. I presume she was fighting. It's kind of a bit, oh, your mother died as well somewhere, I don't know. Baral intends to make an example out of you. The authorities lead you back to the city to await execution. I'm still not quite, I don't even remember why. Oh, it's just because we were being like, we were just kind of dicking around. And then we set fire to everyone. And now they're going to burn us to death. Okay, well here we go. As your executioner looms over you, your grief over losing your parents and Baral's stifling counter magic prevents you from fighting back. But a last spark of defiance burns inside you and it's begging to be freed. We're fighting Captain Baral himself, doing the execution here, I guess. Okay, this is a pretty solid hand. We've got 3 lands, and we've got loads of things we can play with our 3 lands. So I think we'll keep that. Pyromancer first, into the Phoenix. I wonder if Baral is going to be white as well. Oh no, he's blue. Okay, the ultimate and counter spelling. So prepare to have our stuff countered at any moment. Right, what's this? There's the 2 damage or 3 once we've got spell mastery. This is 4 to creature or player, and it can't be countered, which might be worth hanging on to make sure we can use that at a time when it won't be countered. Okay, Pyromancer. Not going to be able to counter us because he's only got 1 mana. And all the counters cost at least 2. In fact, most of them cost 3 or more. There's a couple of snazzy, like, cheap ones that are slightly weird. Rogue's Passage. Oh, that's quite fun. Land that stops target creature being blocked. Kind of nifty. What do we draw? Arcane Teachings. +2/+2, and it can tap to ping a damage. So ping is generally referred to as doing 1 damage to a creature or player. You hear me say ping, I just mean it's going to just deal that damage. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Oh, there we go, there it is, the counter spell. Okay, so it's Remand, so it's because it's been countered, it goes back into our hand, but they draw a card, so sadly we don't get our Phoenix, but it does go back into hand. We can play it again on the next turn if we want. We can boof in with our 2/1. Sneaky, we'll have to remember that that's a mana over there. It's kind of weird that they put a land over here where the enchantments go. Seems kind of funky to me. But hey, guess that's just the way they do it. Stealer of Secrets. Whenever Stealer of Secrets deals damage to a player, draw a card. Ooh, very nice. Don't want to let that thing hit us. Just a 2/2 though. So we can Fiery Impulse it. No mana for the opponent, so nothing they can do about this. So I think we're going to play the Chandra's Phoenix. And we're going to Fiery Impulse this thing. Because I don't want him to draw cards, and I also don't want him to block. And there's our 1/1 from the young Pyromancer for playing a red spell. Oh, the synergy. Love the synergy. Great stuff. Saucy deliciousness. Oh, look, and this is hot. Look at that. In a bubble, some totems and some flame lightning. Very nice. Claustrophobia. Tap enchanted creature. Okay, so this just keeps something tapped. Okay. Gonna be the Phoenix. Makes sense. So we're not gonna be able to do anything with this, which is a shame. Let's should we put this on our 1/1? Make it a 3/3. I think we should. And also that counts as a spell, so yes, I thought that counted. Oh, maybe it doesn't count. Maybe is it? Oh, it's instant or sorcery specifically. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we can tap, but we're not, which is why it's lit up. But we're not going to tap. We're gonna attack with it. There is 1 mana here, which could be like an unsummon, return our card to hand. But no. So this is really useful because if they've got creatures that we can't attack into, we can just tap to kill things, to ping things off, or just to sneak 1 damage through on the player. Whereas ordinarily we might have to wait until the turn ends. Oh, sorry, we might not be able to attack in because of the blockers. Great, not playing anything. Now, that does mean there's a good chance that that something gets countered. What we could do here is we could play the Pyre Charger. This might get countered. Memory Lapse, and it goes on top of our library. But they don't draw a card, so I think in a way that's almost worse than Remand. It means we'll draw it next turn, so we kind of lose our draw, but they also lose their draw. Okay, interesting. We've only got one instance, so this still can be countered. But we'll continue and we'll attack. And we'll attack with both. We've got the fiery impulse in hand for extra damage. Remember, we can't hit a player with this. Oh, there we go. Here's the disperse. Return a permanent to its owner's hand. Probably going to target the 3-3, I guess. Oh no, he's targeting the 2-1. That's actually quite good for us. If he targeted the 3-3, the enchantment would have blown up because it didn't have anything to latch onto anymore. And the 3-3, well, that would have died too. Because it's a token. Tokens can't be returned to your hand. It would have just disappeared. Now we could play the Pyromancer, still have the fiery impulse for later. This is a sorcery, so we can only play it on our turn anyway. We'll keep that 1 mana up for the impulse. Could come in handy. Ideally, we'd love to use the fiery impulse here because then we can exquisite firecraft and kill it off. Okay, well, let's play the Pyre Charger. See if that gets countered. Look at this, there's another memory lapse. Got to get through that wall of counters against blue. Just so many of them. Okay, right, we'll attack. So we do, if this gets through, we theoretically have lethal with this card. The risk is if it's not countered, then we don't win. If this is countered, then it obviously we don't win. So we might as well hang on. Drawing 4 cards, that's all the mana. Okay, well there we go. They've spent all their mana to draw cards, which is a terrible play because unless they've got something incredible for 1 mana, it's just all over. Let's play the Pyre Charger just to see if there's some kind of counter thing going. Nope, no tricks. 4 damage to you, sir. In fact, one thing we could have done as a fun little trick, we could have done 2 damage to our own creature, maybe to this Phoenix, which can't do anything. Deal 2 damage to the Phoenix, and then we could have the 2 spells to not counter. That would have been some fun tech. I didn't really think of that at the time. Here we go, the very quiet cutscene. I will murder you. No! Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah! Ah, stop, child. I, like you, am a pyromancer. Ooh. You appear to have planeswalked to this new world of firebenders. Or pyromancers, as we're going to call them today. Actually, those people over there look less like pyromancers and more like firebenders. They were kind of they were just weaving the fire rather than creating it. So there we go. The threat of death at the hands of Captain Baral causes your planeswalker spark to ignite. In a burst of flame, you leave Kaladesh behind, apparently murdering several people in the process. Your blazing arrival on the plain of Regatha attracts the attention of fire monks from the Kerrol Keep Monastery. They take you in, and it's there that your pyromantic training begins. And there we go. Chandra wearing her dad's goggles. And she's taken them all on. Right, and that's Chandra's story done. So I guess maybe we can go into the store. We got 510 gold. Can we get some boosters? I guess we get 3 boosters, I guess. Purchasing. Per boom. 6 exciting cards from the Magic Origins set. Let's open this one. Oh, what is it going to be? Boom. Evolving Wilds is a great card because you play it and then you tap it to put a land into play tapped, which sounds kind of slow. It basically means you get the land into play tapped, but the point is you run about 20 to 24 lands in a deck of 60 cards because you're obviously, as we've seen, you don't want to run out. You want to make sure you draw them all, but you don't want to draw more lands than you need. So what this does is you have 4 of these in your deck and 20 normal lands. Well, every time you play one of these, you get the there's more. There's still 24 lands that you have a chance to find, but every time you get one, this pulls 2 lands out of your deck essentially. Pulls out this one and the one you actually put into play. So it means once you've played 4 of these, you've got your 4 lands, but you've removed 8 from the deck because you don't need as many lands now. So there's less chance you're going to find lands when you've already got enough, and more chance you're going to find the cards you need. So that's why cards like Evolving Wilds are useful. Archangel of Tithes, as long as it's tapped, creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 and can't block. So basically they just have to, that one where we had to pay 3 each way, it's like that, but it's also a flying 3/5 for 4 mana, which is pretty solid. Okay, and we'll minimize that. Next booster. Whoa. 3, 2, 1, go. Animist's Awakening. Reveal the top X cards, so 1 green and X, and you put the rest, all lands onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So basically it's just, hey, show me, you pay 4, show me four cards, and I get 2 lands, put them both into play. That's pretty nifty. And if you've got 2 things in your graveyard, 2 instant or sorceries in your graveyard, you can untap the land so you can use them straight away, which is pretty powerful. This one, you can blow up a creature to deal 5 damage to someone else. We got a death touch creature here, pretty solid, and it's got renown as a potential use. I feel like haste is real good on those renown creatures. This one, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, so basically anything that's not a creature, so instant, sorcery, enchantment, I guess artifacts that aren't creatures would count. It gets +1/+1 till end of turn. So you can buff him up. He's always going to swing in, so it's up to you to make him big, if you know what I'm saying. Right, okay, and we've still got 210, so let's buy another pack. Yeah. Interesting that it has this whole animation cycle to it. Open booster. Ooh. Cleric of the Forward Order. Gain 2 life. Oh, interesting. So basically this guy is a 2/2 for 2, which is fine. But if you have when he comes in, you gain 2 life because you control 1. I presume it would count himself. If you bring a second one in while this guy's still alive, then you'll gain 4 life because there'll be 2 of them on. This one comes in, he's pretty cool. We had one of these earlier. When he comes in, one of your creatures with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn, and you can define that straight away. So if you've played Hearthstone, there's the commander, the War Song commander, and that's things with 3 or less attack get haste, and you can play this and then buff the creature up, but you've already said it can't be blocked this turn, so you can do this and say, hey, you can't be blocked, and then pump it up. Like with a Pyre Charger, you could say, you could play a Pyre Charger, play this, say Pyre Charger can't be blocked, and then attack and pump it up to 8 damage. Fantastic. And this one, Renowned, so it's a 2/2 with Renown. So once this 2 mana 2/2 deal damage, it becomes a 3/3, and you can search for an equipment card, put it into your hand. It's pretty nifty. So once it hits someone, you get to find yourself an equipment, and you only get to do it once. This one, you can enchant a creature to give it +2/+2 and flying, and you can sacrifice 2 other creatures to regenerate it, which keeps it alive if it would be destroyed this turn, basically. Pretty, like an anti-destruct card, or anti-removal measure. Okay. And I think that's all of our gold. So that's going to bring an end to the episode. The next time we'll hop back into the story. We got Jace, we got Liliana Vess, and Nissa Ravane, and Jace Beleren, or Beleren, I guess I should say. So there's our 3 options: blue, black, and green. And we'll pick one of them, and we'll see what their origins are like. But that's going to bring it into the episode. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, be sure to bop that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more Magic Duels Origins. Plenty of other games as well. And more content coming your way very soon. So, thank you for watching. I've been Ken. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you next time. Cheers!